All right. Good evening, and welcome back to Let's Talk Destiny Talk Show. I am your host, Jamie Green, and I'm honored once again to be able to come and sit down and just have a conversation with you. Tonight, I want to say that this is our second year doing the show. Honestly, didn't think I would still be doing it, but I am. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you who have supported me and nudged me along the way. I really, really appreciate you. And tonight I have a very special guest with me because there are some people that come into your life and you may not talk to them every day. We have not even met in person, but she consistently speaks life to my life, even when she doesn't even know it. When I tune into social media and I see her smile, or I read one of her posts and I get really tickled, and I'm having a really bad day and she helps me to get over that hump. And so tonight I welcome to our platform Ms. Crystal Brown-Tatum. Now, I'm not going to read a long dissertation or bio because I would like for us to talk and have a conversation, and you will get to see what a wonderful person Crystal is. But I will say that she is a wife and a mother, a friend to so many, a breast cancer survivor. And not only did she survive, but she thrives. She's thriving through all of that. And a worldwide TikTok sensation. I get so tickled when I watch her TikTok videos. But the thing that really gets me going about you, Crystal, is your resilience. I think I said, that you are the epitome of resiliency and bouncing back. And as I mentioned, some of the things that you've been through, in your own words, what would you say is the thing that keeps you going through any trouble that may come your way?
Wow, that's a great question. What keeps me going through any trouble that comes my way is just a sincere belief in who I'm destined to be. I mean, when I think of every hurdle, whether it's career wise, in interpersonal relationships, whether it's illness, I just deep down believe that I'm meant for more, that there's something out there for me, and I refuse to be defeated by anything that comes my way. I just believe in myself and I believe in what God has in store for me.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I was thinking about in the time that I've known you, I met Crystal. I want to say it was 2013 that we connected.
Yep, around that time because I had
Yeah,
just relocated back to Dallas.
yeah, with the motherhood diaries during that time when I did that, and right after I did my submission to that particular anthology, I had my first stroke and ended up having to have my first spinal surgery. And throughout all this time, Crystal has remained a friend to me, not just a social media, how you doing? This what I ate for breakfast. What did you eat for lunch? Kind of communication. But she genuinely reaches out to me when she sees I have a need. She has blessed me down through the years, gifted me with things that helped me to continue on in my journey. And I genuinely wanted to take this month as we honor women around the world to bring to the platform some women who have really blessed me. And Crystal, you are definitely one of those people um, that when I think of, this might sound morbid, but I was talking to my family members about my homegoing service when I leave here, right? So I've like written down some things that I want done and some things I don't want done. Like these people I haven't heard from since Jesus was a baby. You don't
Mm.
have anything to say at the funeral. Sorry. And so I had a place on the program, honestly, for social media for a social media representative um, that has blessed my life and who we've had have impacted each other. And I have two names down there, and one of them is yours. So you might not even want to do it, but your name is on the program anyway.
Oh my goodness. You're going to have to allow me to interject because on some of my darkest days, when I log into Facebook and you have that one facial expression that you always post, that picture, I always bust out laughing no matter what I'm doing. When I log on and I have you with that smirk, it always makes me laugh. So you also bring joy. But if you'll allow me to tell you why, when I see that you have a need, why I'm so quick to action. One
Absolutely.
of the biggest flaws of social media is, number one, it's hard for people to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean that we can't do something for ourselves. It means right now I'm not in the mental space to do it, right? So often someone will post that they need something and people will say, praying for you, or I hope you get it. And don't get me wrong, thoughts and prayers are just that. They're appreciated, they're thoughts, they're prayers. But prayers without action, for
Yes.
me, that's not really helping you. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, hi Rhonda, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer a month after my wedding, I had 100 people at my wedding. When I was battling breast cancer, I can count on one hand how many people called to check on me, how many people asked if I needed anything, how many people sat with me at the doctor. And so I just want to make it clear that I give sincerely, not from a place of trying to be someone's savior or, oh, look at me, I can afford to do these things. I give because I know what it's like to want and not have given to me. I just want to make sure I share that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And because it is challenging, especially if you've ever been in a place in your life where you didn't have to ask for help a lot.
Yeah,
And then, situation happens, life happens, and the whole trajectory of your life journey changes. And you find yourself in a place where you can't do things for yourself. You literally have to have people come and take you everywhere. And you can't even get groceries. And
exactly. I had a tube hanging out of the side of my body for 5 weeks after my lumpectomy. When I lost my eyebrows, losing the hair wasn't that traumatic for me because there's so many beautiful wigs and head coverings. But losing your hair and your eyebrows,
yeah,
that's different. Like I wasn't used to that. So I know what it's like to not want to leave the house. And again, I just want people to stop the stigma of being embarrassed to ask for help. If you know that someone is prone to be like that, just make the offer. Hey, I see that you had surgery. I just sent you a $50 DoorDash gift card. Hey, I see that you have your grandson. I'm going to stop by and drop off some coloring books. Like, be more intentional and action oriented, because just saying to someone, oh, let me know if you need anything, nobody's going to let you know if they need anything.
that's correct. That's
Be
correct.
intentional, be in tune, know the things that they like. Like, I know you like tea. I know you like antique teacups.
Yeah,
I know that you get cold. I know that you like smoothies. I pay attention.
yeah.
And when your heart is pure, you tune into people and you know that you know things that they like.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just do it. Like, that's right, Rhonda. Just do it. Like, I remember when I had my first surgery, and people would call me on the phone. Now I couldn't even talk, right? Because my first two spinal surgeries were through the front of my neck, so I couldn't even talk. So they're on there in my ear saying, "Call me if you need anything." So I'm like, just hang up the phone, right? So I'm thinking, I need the same things you need. I need um, personal care items. I need someone to come and do my laundry. I mean, I just
Companionship, exactly.
like, why? So when people do that, I don't even respond. Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just thinking, just if you're gonna do something, just do it. Oh my goodness.
I agree. I'm moving into a new phase of my life. So I'll be 52 in October. And, I've been the giver for a long time, but I haven't been the receiver. So I'm reevaluating a lot of my friendships, and I don't apologize for that. I find myself always being the one to give and make plans, and I'm kind of exhausted from it. It's time for me to sit back and maybe either channel those resources elsewhere or pour back into me, because I
Yeah,
do pour into others too much that it's not a healthy balance. You
Yeah.
know, I'll be transparent. And so I don't apologize for reevaluating those relationships because they're not taking the time to pour back into me.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something, Crystal. I am 10 years older than you.
I
And
did not know that.
yeah, I'll be 62 in September.
Oh my
And
goodness.
a lot of people
Virgo.
say,
I don't feel that Virgo energy from you though.
oh, okay. I don't know how to take that. I'm going to have to meditate for a
My
minute.
daughter's a Virgo, but yeah, go ahead.
That's funny. Yeah. But I have learned, and I've come to the place where I realize that even a lot of my physical challenges at this point in my life come from me focusing so much on other people that I didn't take care of myself. And I didn't pay attention to what I was needing until it became a crisis. And
Hmm.
so I'm glad that you are recognizing the importance of doing that before it does become a crisis, because I'm telling you what I know for a fact. When you are not able any longer to do for people,
Mm,
you will find out who really genuinely loves you, who cares about you, on not on the surface, but
exactly.
and so I learned, and I think I used to really get depressed about it, because it's like I was raised by two givers. My parents were just give to any and everybody, sometimes to the point where I think it was to their own detriment. But they trained us that way. And so I'm that kind of person, like whatever I could do to help somebody, I would do it.
Hmm.
And so when I reached out to some of those same people and say, can you do me a favor and go to the grocery store? And they said, let me call you back. And then weeks go by, I never hear from him. I couldn't process that because I would never treat people that way. And so instead of just saying, okay, well, that's their issue and move on, I would internalize it and carry that for days and days and days. And things like that, I do believe, have affected me physically. And so I'm glad that you have realized early that you have got to be your number one priority.
And
Yeah.
pay attention to who claps when you win. I notice on social media when you post something negative, you get 50 comments, but you know, when you get an accolade or an achievement, you might get less engagement. I'm very mindful of things like that. And you and I are connected on social media. So I wanted to point out you have a few special social media relationships, people that you don't have to see every day to feel like they have a special place in your heart. Our mutual friend Makasha is like that to me. I've never
Yeah.
met her in person,
Yeah.
but she just feels so close at heart.
Yes.
Pay attention though to who claps when you win, who pops up just to disagree, who spends time with you but never post you or post about you, but they post everyone else. Social media says a lot about a person. It really does. You really have to be in tune to how others treat you on social media. I think that plays into our well being as well.
Absolutely. Who shares your events? Who shares what and they're sharing everybody else's, but they never share yours. Yeah,
Exactly.
trust me. Yeah. Okay. So I want to also say that I always forget to do this. I want to remind everybody and encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under Jamie Green, A Mother's Cry, and Destiny. That's called Destiny Enterprises, because we would appreciate the subscriptions, and there are some amazing conversations over there. Every conversation that I've done since I started this show is over there on our YouTube channel, so you can go back and be blessed by so
Awesome.
many of them.
I'm
Yeah.
doing that right now.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, because that's a perfect example of what you were talking about, Crystal. And people think like I laugh and joke a lot. I use humor a lot, but I'm extremely sensitive. And
I
like,
am too.
yeah, and I tell my sister, like, it hurts my feelings that people won't subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, and she said, "What?" And I said, "Because I think I have great content over there. I've had some of the greatest guests. I'm just amazed at the people that said yes when I invited them to the program.
Look at our other special
I was
guest
going to
just
say,
made
here
an
comes that.
appearance. Hi there.
Say
Oh,
hi,
he's beautiful.
child. He's something.
I'm gonna have to do a TikTok about Let's Talk Destiny, and do that. Oh, he brought you a mirror to see how beautiful you are.
Thank you, baby. Here you go.
What's
He
his
lost
name?
a kill.
Akil.
AAKIL. Yeah. He lost
Oh,
my remote to my TV, so I really don't want to talk to him. But speaking of babies, how is your baby doing?
my daughter Jacqueline, she's doing fine, thank you. She'll be 30 in September, so
Okay. And what about CJ?
he's doing better.
So,
A 13 and a half year old dog. Uh, he's definitely had a good run, but I'd like to keep him around a little bit longer. Thank you for asking.
absolutely. Because
That's
again,
going to
I
be my
pay
next.
attention and I know
Yeah.
that your fur babies, like you love those dogs. Like it's
That's actually going to be my next book, about, because growing up, Black people, this is just my experience. Typically, Black people did not keep dogs in the house. I didn't know anyone who had an affinity for dogs that was Black. And so, having a dog at later in life and what that dog has come to mean to me, I really want to write about that experience because,
wow,
unfortunately for me, a dog's love has been the only true source of unconditional love, and that's something I really want to talk about.
that's powerful. Yeah, because I can feel your love for your fur babies. Like when
Annika,
Annika passed a little while ago,
that
like
was
I
the
could
hurt.
feel your pain. And then when you posted the other day about CJ being sick, I was like, oh Lord, don't let her go through that again, not this soon.
But
But
I just want to say, because I know we're wrapping up, but be careful what you pray for. Because when my first dog was viciously attacked a few years ago and died at 7, my prayer was, God, please, I want to know what it's like to have a dog and love that dog his whole lifespan. And now I've been blessed with that. I've had this dog, he's almost 14, and I prayed for this. And so I really struggle with feeling so hurt
yeah,
because that's what I asked for. I had a dog die suddenly, and that trauma of sudden loss opened up a lot of wounds for me. My father died suddenly, my grandmother committed suicide. So trauma and loss, it's deeper than just a dog dying. For me, it just
absolutely.
reopens everything that I love being taken. And so I'd like to encourage people to look beyond the surface level. Sometimes things happen to people that open up a pathway to trauma, grief, and loss.
Wow, that is so true because we just see, oh, she's posting pictures of the dog. That's cute. Oh, the dog is cute, or the dog is doing something funny, or whatever. But we don't really see the connection between the dog and the dog owner. And I feel that every time you post your babies, even the new addition who
Oh, Lord.
hasn't quite got herself together yet.
That's why I smiled when I saw your grandson come in the picture, because having a puppy, she would have been all up on my shoulder. She would have peed while we were talking. So it's like having a toddler.
Oh
Uh,
my
I am
goodness.
definitely too old for a puppy, but I do love her. But she woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning looking at me. I'm looking at her. We looking at each other. I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Go
Exactly.
sleep.
What in the world do you want? And Miss Rhonda McKnight said that one thing about social media is that sometimes the algorithm limits what we see, and
Hmm.
people don't always see your content. For example, she didn't know that I even had a show. So,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
that's
Okay.
horrible. So that means I'm gonna have to invite Miss Rhonda to the show.
And you know what? I'm so glad that she said that, though, because I've seen friendships fall out over she didn't like my post, or she didn't. And to Rhonda's point, if you're not communicating with people and having real conversations, if your whole friendship is just based on social media, it's probably going to fall apart. If you're upset because somebody didn't accept your invitation, but you sent the invitation on Facebook, maybe they
Exactly.
never even saw it. So you're sitting up there upset and pouting, thinking Rhonda didn't even like my new book post. Rhonda
Yeah,
hadn't even seen it.
I hadn't even
If it
seen
means
it.
that much to you, did you send Rhonda an email Did you
That's
pick up the
correct.
phone? So people do need to. That I'm so glad she pointed that out because
I am
sometimes
too.
we invest too much in social media.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Way to go,
Okay.
Rhonda.
Yay, Rhonda. So let me ask you this, Crystal. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to keep you long. And I do apologize for the delay in getting started.
Not a
Uh,
problem.
but I want to ask you, at this point in your life on your journey, first, let me say this. The Let's Talk Destiny virtual talk show format is purpose driven. And from the very beginning, I wanted to always remind people that we all are born with purpose. And don't waste time comparing what you're doing to what somebody else is doing. And maybe I'm not doing it right. What we all have our own specific purpose. So I like to bring that out as much as I can during the show. I want to ask you, Crystal, how do you define your purpose, and how do you feel like you're implementing your God-given purpose?
I define my purpose by what I look forward to when I wake up each day. I work in human resources. I find purpose in that because I do have the power to impact lives, right? There's nothing more impactful than giving someone economic power.
Yes.
Typically that is the root of a lot of setbacks, obstacles, economics.
Yeah.
So being in this position where you're able to control someone's economic status, their mental well-being in the workplace. We spend more time at work than we do with our family. So, employee mental health is important to me and feeling valued and appreciated in the workplace. So, to answer your question, I define purpose by what am I looking forward to each day when I wake up and have that coffee. Um, and what was the second part of your question? I
How
apologize.
do you feel that you are implementing your purpose?
I'm going to say I implement it in my career choice. Again, interacting with employees, changing lives through promotions, through raises. I feel like I'm living in it. I do have to add my background is public relations. I got into HR because when I entered the corporate world, I was treated so bad. I had a front row seat to discrimination. And so now I'm a gatekeeper to make sure that no one ever feels as low as I have felt on those career days.
Okay.
It's okay. He is precious.
Girl, his hands are just red. I don't even know where he's been. All right, let me wind this up so I can get you what this red stuff is. That whew, I'm too old for this. And you talk about you too old for a puppy. I'm too old for a 3-year-old that's still being potty trained. Like,
Oh
no.
man.
And he's nonverbal. So that makes it even more challenging. Like,
Sure.
little boy, what are you doing? What do you want? Go sit down.
But you know who needs words when the heart speaks.
Yeah.
So
He loves his nana, and I
I
love
know he
him.
does.
I
We
love
love
him.
you too.
All right. So my final question. Hi, Jennifer Copeland. Nice to see you. My final question for you, Crystal, is this: um, being spiritually sensitive is, I think, my superpower. Sometimes
Mm.
it's a bit more than what I want to deal with. But what would you say if you had to pick and name a superpower that you have? What would you name?
Oh man, I would say my superpower is resilience. I mean, when I look at my life journey over 51 years, and there's some things that are too painful to talk about publicly, but I'm still here. I still have a sound mind. I still have a pure heart. I haven't let it jade me or make me cruel. I haven't sought revenge. So I would say superpower is resilience. The ability to bounce back from the toughest of situations. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't talk about it a lot, but I attempted suicide in 2001. Being able to bounce back and rebuild a purposeful life after
Yes.
wanting to end your life, if that's not a superpower, I don't know what is.
I love that. I love that. And I did not know that about you, but it just makes me love you even more, and be inspired even more because just what I do know. about the losses that you've had. And I think your brother a couple years ago, um, it's just been tremendous, back to back traumatic situations. But even as you share those, you still have a heart smile. Even when your face may not be able to break into a grin, I can still see that your heart is smiling and pushing forward. And that's one of the many things that I love about you. And I just
Thank
wanted to
you.
take this time this month to publicly acknowledge how much you mean to me, because death is so I lost an uncle yesterday.
Oh no. Sorry.
Yeah. And so last week or week before last, my brother-in-law passed. You just never know from one day to the next. And I noticed that people are always coming afterwards with all these stories about how much this person meant to them. And I think that we need to publicly tell people
Exactly.
while they can hear how much they mean to us. So this month of March, as we're honoring women, I wanted to bring in some of the women that have touched my life, and you are definitely at the top of that list.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I hope to, I will keep watching. Now I'm subscribing to the channel and I'm always here for you. And thank you for celebrating sisterhood with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Again, I'd like to remind everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would mean so much to me. Then I can stop crying to my sister that nobody likes my channel. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to do a TikTok about it. So just wait, watch those numbers jump when I finish.
All right. Thank you. But again, I appreciate you all. And thank you all for joining us. That means so much to me to see your names and your comments. And I would like for you to share this video, like it and share it. Crystal has shared some amazing things with us that will bless other people. So don't forget to share. Yes, Rhonda, the YouTube channel is A Mother's Cry and Let's Talk Destiny. It's all combined there together. And if you would subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Also, want to remind you this month is our 2nd year anniversary, and I want to try to put together a souvenir book.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I have posted a flyer with some information for you, for people to do ads. And if I will post it again, because some people, as Rhonda pointed out so truthfully, a lot of people don't see things. And when I ask them about it, they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I'm going to post the flyer again. If,
Awesome.
if you'd like to post the ad, that would really bless us and encourage us. Okay, I guess I'm ready to go. My assistant is turning off the
Have
phone.
a great night. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll
Bye
talk
bye.
again soon. Bye bye.